RISKAFRICA TV is at Sun City, where all the action's happening this week. I'm joined now by Gideon Galloway, CEO and founder of King Price. Gideon, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
You guys have just celebrated your 3rd birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Tell me about what the growth in the business has been over the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, we've grown a lot, as you might have noticed. People, probably the biggest problem. I think when you grow that fast, every year doubling in staff, training, everything becomes a big concern. Not a big concern. It's to get everybody in that culture, growing that big. It's probably the biggest constraint, and then your IT infrastructure. So last year we noticed that if we're going to continue at this trend, something is going to break, and we had to rewrite all our IT systems, implement that now. That was a headache. And in terms of marketing, we're growing nicely. Business, the loss ratio come down, and I think we're at that stage where we're maturing now, and we're ready for the next challenge.
I've been hearing a lot today about the importance of innovation, about communicating with your audience, about sort of embracing new technology and new ways of reaching different audiences. That seems to me something that King Price does very effectively. One of the things that makes you quite different is your innovative underwriting model and the pricing structure that decreases instead of increasing. Just talk to me a little bit about how that works.
Okay, yeah, we really do embrace technology. I think the biggest point, and I'll get to the underwriting part now, is we want to have fun. So I always said, if we're going to do this, let's run it like an ad agency. People have to want to go to work, and if they feel like that, they'll treat the customers like that. And from day one, we said treat the customers fair. So I've been in the industry for a while, and that was a big passion of mine, to just charge what the risk is. And for me, assets that depreciate should be adjusted. And I know a lot of people are going to say part prices, labor cost, everything goes up, but still the asset depreciates, and make that calculation. And in our books, it should go down. It shouldn't go up, or at least that stay stable. So that's, I don't think there's any real science in that. I think anybody can do that. The technology, maybe to risk rate every moment real time, is probably more of a challenge, and to keep that history. So our system can cater for that. That's maybe another way of that was a challenge in the beginning. And then in terms of talking to your customers, I know insurers feel a lot of times that the less you say, the better, because every time you communicate, the cancellation ratio goes up. And we just felt that's not the model we want to follow. We want to keep clients longer. We want to talk to them. We want to treat them fairly, and we implemented that, and it's shown. So our churn rate is a lot lower, and we communicate in a fun way. So financial services is serious, but you don't have to be that serious. We just, and I always say that our next customer, our next employee is the guys in matric now. They do social media, do all other things. So stay ahead of technology, embrace it. The days are over that you can control anything. The guy that's going to start at your company tomorrow probably know how you're going to interview them, probably know the interview questions already, the style. They walk out of there, talk about your company, and you know, that's the new era. I'm getting old for that now, so you have to get that fresh, young, talented people in, and they'll take it forward.
On that, we've been hearing about how diversity, both from an age point of view, but also gender, race, culture, kind of background, is another thing which is sort of driving the opportunity in reaching new markets and really driving innovation. Is that an important thing at King Price?
Yeah, 100%. So I don't want to say we don't have any rules. I believe so strongly in culture, and that's why there isn't rules. And culture is a thing that, as I mentioned, a challenge earlier. If you have 600 staff and 50 joining every month, I mean, there's almost 10% new culture influence into your company, and that becomes a challenge. So to keep that vibe and everything going, and it's not limited to for example, where our offices is. Yes, we started out in Pretoria. Yes, I'm Afrikaans and white, but we embrace any culture. And as any partner, if we want to go into another country, I think we're easygoing. Less rules and more. How are we going to do this together? and that makes sense, not with red tape or anything else.
So you mentioned if you were to go into another country, is that something which is on the cards? What are some of your big kind of goals now moving forward?
Because our commercial license, that's what we busy with now. Should have that soon, and then going to Namibia. After that, probably Botswana, Zambia, Angola is a big one. That's the African strategy, and then internationally we'll probably be thinking of Brazil, and then maybe an established country or two. The States or Germany and. Who knows? But our goal there is in the next 2 years to have one big country outside of Africa also to go into there.
Fantastic. And just lastly, how are you enjoying the conference? You've got a fantastic fun stand. How's it all going?
I just arrived, so and like last year, I can already see all the familiar faces, and it's a lot of fun. So we'll probably go, and I'm going to greet a couple of people. Attend a conference or two, and then enjoy a few beers with the colleagues. It's a great conference. So glad to be here.
Brilliant. Enjoy.
Thanks, Sarah.